Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Probably this is the most important video I will make. Uh, uh, I will discuss how to reduce the temperatures of the CPU and GPU. And from last 20 years I've been gaming, and probably from last 10 years I've been gaming on the laptop. So I have used these methods to reduce the temperatures, a significant chunk of temperatures on the CPU and GPU. So I would love to share with you guys. And so uh, so I will follow two steps. I will explain it one by one, and there are a couple of rules I will follow in this temperature testing to be as transparent as possible. So the first step is that I will use the maximum fan speed. Yeah, there's a maximum fan speed on option on my MSI GE75 Raider, so I will use that. The second one is I will use the same benchmark to measure the test or change of temperature. In between, I will use also the MSI afterburner, so you can see the results inside the screen as well. And then we will also measure it with the software as well, that what were the average temperatures, what were the maximum temperatures, and so on. And the third step is that as I mentioned, that I will use the separate GPU and CPU measuring softwares. So currently this laptop is in factory reset uh, settings. I haven't altered anything. So I will be using Formula One 2020, which is recently launched on DX11. Actually, it is crashing on DX12. So so let's move on. I have opened the benchmark mode of the Formula One 2020, and let's test the benchmark and benchmark the game and see the performance. Also, I will turn on the maximum fan. I think you can hear that, and I will reset the hardware monitor to measure the GPU, and I will also open the CPU monitor. And then once the benchmark finishes, we will see the results. Let's get back to the game and start the benchmark. You can see the temperatures on the top left of the GPU, CPU as they are changing. This game looks very beautiful, but the problem is it's continuously crashing on the DX12. I haven't played it yet. I've been really busy in the last 1 week or so. So sorry for the delay of the video as well. So guys, the benchmark is finished, and we can see the result that we are getting. The average frame rate is around 98. So let's check the temperatures. On the GPU, we got maximum at 71 Celsius, and on the CPU, we got the maximum of 86 degrees and the average of around 77. And the other thing is that the maximum wattage was around 58 watts we extracted from the CPU, and the frequency, the highest frequency of uh, the CPU was around 4.5 gigahertz. So let's keep this in mind. Maybe just let me write this, that we were getting the average frame rates of 98, GPU max temps of 71, and CPU of 86, and average CPU was 75. Okay, let's close this. So guys, in the next step, I will tell you the first step, which is important to reduce the temperatures. It's called undervolting. Or to explain what exactly is undervolting, is that every CPU chip is supplied with little bit of extra voltage. Now this extra voltage causes the overheat, uh, and definitely it will dissipate more heat and gets more hot. So generally what happens that the CPU thermally throttles. So maybe you guys know already what is thermal throttling. So it will reach a higher frequency, and at a higher temperature. So once the temperature reaches very high, so it has to reduce the frequency so that it can dissipate less heat. So how to do the undervolting? So in the undervolting, what we do is we reduce a slight voltage of the processor on which it can be very stable, as well as we can extract the same similar or performance out of it. So what software we use? I use Intel Extreme Utility, and the problem is the current 10th generation processors don't, generally you cannot do the undervolting on the 10th generation processors. And how to solve this, especially for in the case of MSI? I'm not sure about the Gigabyte and other brands, but on the MSI you can directly go to BIOS and then press right shift, right control, left alt and F2 in the BIOS. That will open the advanced menu. It will open, and then you can enable your Intel XTU. That's very simple, super easy. So once you have enabled the Intel XTU, you can come back to the computer screen. You can turn on the software, and then you start to undervolt. I have noticed that with a lot of testing that the 10th generation chip is stable at minus 70 volts, minus 70 millivolts. So let's apply this. Don't do minus 70 or you cannot do, but it will just mess up your chip. So minus 70 millivolts you have to do, and save it. Okay, I have multiple settings. I have tested multiple times, so I will save it, and let's see what happens, or how it impacts the performance of the laptop in terms of the temperatures. So I will open the game, and then we reset the softwares, temperature sensing softwares. So guys, I will reset the software. So we had maximum 71. I will turn on the here you can clearly see that it shows the CPU has been undervolted at minus 70 millivolts. So let's do this. I'm very curious that how much we can reduce. That will be very interesting. So what we have found is that average FPS have increased to 100. And let's see the performance. So the maximum voltage, the maximum temperature of the CPU we got is 84 Celsius. It is decrease of 2 degrees Celsius, and the average temperatures of the CPU has dropped to 74 Celsius. So it's almost decrease of around 2 or 3 Celsius. I don't remember exactly it was. And let's check the. So there's 1 degree decrease in the maximum temperature of the GPU by 70. And one more thing I want to tell you that it is I don't exactly remember how much wattage. I think it was above 60 watts. But now the CPU is consuming around 52.192 watts. Still high, but I think it's acceptable. If I remember correctly, it was 58 or above 60. So guys, the next step is the most important step I have been using for like 7, 8, 9 years. And actually it is valid for every generation of a laptop you are using, or from the time I was using. I started to use it from Dell XPS 15. That was a second generation laptop. Uh, so what exactly it is? It is to turn off the turbo boost. So let me explain. The current generations of the CPUs uh, using 10 gen, 7 gen, 8 gen, 6 gen, 9 gen, hexa-core, octa-core, quad-core CPUs, they are too powerful for the game. So the games are generally dependent on the GPUs. So what you can do is that you can run the games on their base clocks and avoid the turbo boost that we see. Like what is turbo boost is that generally the CPU is designed for, especially if I talk about my i9, it is designed to run at the base clocks of around 3 to 3.1 gigahertz, but it can turbo boost or perform extra. to 5 gigas, but definitely it will consume more energy and it will overheat. But the games do not like it. I mean, do not want it. So we can just turn off the turbo boost and let's see how much decrease we can see in the temperature. So it's very easy. I already did that. I will show you. I have a balance recommended mode. You can just go to change power plan setting, change advanced power settings. You go there, go to processor power management and set the maximum to 99. So that means it will not turbo boost. So do that 99, press OK. And what I will do is that I will use this mode and see how much drops of temperature we can do. So what we do is that we can reset the softwares. Okay, we can reset the software. So we, for in the first step, we have done the turbo boost. It hasn't reset. So in the first step, we have done the undervolting, and then in the second step, we have turned off the turbo boost. So immediately you can see that the highest frequency it is getting is 2.9 GHz. So let's run the F1 benchmark. Let's see. So you can see on the top left that your CPU is running at 50 degrees and your GPU is at 55 Celsius. It looks very rosy till now. But your FPS are little down. Probably I have observed that around 5% reduction with the FPS generally happens once you turn off the turbo boost. So guys, we get the result and the average FPS are 87. Last time we got 100 average FPS. Probably I am recording or there's some other reasons. Then we have a little bit more drop than usual according to my experience. So 87% or 13% drop is still manageable. You're getting above 60 FPS, so the game will be stable. But let's check the temperatures. So the highest GPU temperature, see, we're getting 65. So first from 71 to 70 by undervolting, and then a massive 5 degrees reduction in the GPU temperatures. And let's see the CPU temps. So guys, let's see the maximum CPU temperatures are 59 degrees Celsius. So last time, if you remember, we got around before undervolting it was 86 or 87. So we have got around 27, 28 degrees less or drop in the temperatures of the CPU. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. And you see the CPU package power is also down to 20.8 watts. It was previously it was consuming about 52 watts. So it's, you can see without turning off the turbo boost how decay in the how the reduction of the power is, and that's exactly why we are dissipating less heat. We can also see in terms of the frequencies as well that lower frequency is maximum frequency is 3.9 gigahertz. So guys, I hope you like the video and you understand a little bit more about the undervolting and turning off the turbo boost. If you have any questions, please let me know. Also, do if you feel that you learn or it benefited you the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. And please let me know in the comments that whether how it was helpful or did you learn or after applying it what happened. So thank you very much, and in the future I will do some more videos, and please stay tuned. Goodbye.